Welcome back to video number 2. All right, let's discuss Harry and Meghan are going to give a talk on Sunday, actually. Oh my God. All right, let's just jump in and cover this. Let's go. Here we go. This is an update to the ITV story I told you. And remember, Harry said that I spoke to my grandmother and she knew how important this was to me. And she's definitely up in heaven telling me to see this through. Well, let me tell you, this really upset the palace big time because the courtiers were furious, said it's tasteless, and there's definitely something off about Harry's claim. Obviously, they're saying we'll never know what was said between grandson and grandmother. What we do know is that we will only ever know one side of the story. And the one side of the story that they know is what the Queen said, which is we never complain, never explain, and we try everything possible to stay out of court. Exactly. Moving on. All right, this next story, before we get to the big story I wanted to touch on, we all know that Meghan is constantly in clothing that is either too tight, too small, too baggy, dragging all over the floor. Everybody's like, what the heck is going on? And what they're saying is that the reason that Meghan is always wearing ill-fitting clothing is that they're outfits that are not possible to alter because they're coming from small brands. They're gifts from small brands because the big brands don't want to deal with her because she's too controversial. And so they're like, here, would you be willing to wear this? But then she can't alter the outfit. That's not what I think is going on. I think she's getting freebies. I think she's wearing them and then she's giving them back. She's getting loans for these outfits, if that makes sense. And as a result, she gets the outfit, she wears it, she returns it, and therefore she can't alter it. The article says once again she could use a good stylist because the outfits dominate her. All right, let's move on to our big story for today. So we all know the royal family is on vacation. So what do? Harry and Meghan come out with, we're going on another tour. And they've done a joint interview on CBS's Sunday Morning. Obviously, it's going to air on Sunday. They're talking to Jane Pauley. Throughout the entire thing, Meghan and Harry are talking about how parents have to protect their children from online harm. Right, because they don't do that now? Oh my God. All right. So Meghan goes on to say, our kids are young, 3 and 5. They're amazing. But all you want to do as parents is protect them. And so we can see what's happening in this online space. We know that there's a lot of work done there, and we're just happy to be able to be part of change for good. Jane Pauley says, you hope that when your children ask for help, that someone is there to give it. At which time Harry says, if you know how to help. And at this point, we've gotten to the stage where almost every parent needs to be a first responder. And even the best first responders in the world wouldn't be able to tell the signs of possible suicide. Harry shows his ignorance right there. First responders are not psychics. They can't predict what's going to happen. They show up after the emergency. I have to tell you, these two are a poor choice for online safety, online bullying, advocates for parenthood and family cohesion. After everything that Harry has done to his family, after everything Meghan has done to her family. You know, it's being said that fighting cyber abuse is nothing but a cover for censorship and controlling free speech to prevent the negative and nasty opinions that are aimed at Harry and Meghan. Just look at his connections with the Aspen Institute. Let's not forget that Meghan herself said that she was trolled to the point where it was almost unsurvivable, and she had to remove herself from social media for her own mental well-being and mental health. Of course, we now know that she does have social media accounts. She just wants everybody to think she's off social media, but she's not. And once again, this topic shows Meghan and Harry to be absolute, utter hypocrites. How can you sit there and say that we have to make the online space safe? And I was so cyberbullied, it was unsurvivable. And yet the Sussex squad is cyberbullying William, Catherine, and even Prince George, Prince Louis, and Princess Charlotte. I believe that the reason she never speaks up is because, number one, she wants to sock it to the royal family because she feels hard done by them. And number two, she's funding the Sussex Squad, or at least some of the members. Now, you know me, I wouldn't make a claim like that unless I brought my receipts. So let's take a look at one of the Sussex Squad members that I firmly believe is on the payroll. Watch this. The lady on the right, her name is Peace Aditoro, at least that's her name online, and here she is outside of One Young World. Here she is outside of St. Paul's Cathedral during the Platinum Jubilee. Here she is at the Invictus Games in Germany, posing with Harry and with Chris Shipp. Figures, another squad member. Here she is at St. Paul's Cathedral during the 10-year anniversary for Invictus Games. Here's Harry in Nigeria standing, you see the soldier to his left in the green? Here she is in Nigeria standing with the same soldier. Here she is in Nigeria standing in front of the airplane after she put up this post. So you expect me to believe she has the funds to fly all over the world and do nothing but show up at Sussex Squad events? Do you guys remember the closed event where they brought in the Sussex Squad members? That's her in the yellow turban right in front of Meghan. These people were bussed in because it was a closed event. Even the lady in the black hat next to her has been seen at multiple events. I guess my point is, you can't go and talk about online safety and online abuse when your own fan base is some of the worst ones to throw out online hate and online abuse. And as far as your kids go, they're 3 and 5. They're not on the internet unless you're a crappy parent, that is. I'm sure that your nannies are making sure that your children are not doing stuff they're not supposed to be doing. It also looks to me from some of these pictures and videos that Meghan looked very unimpressed with Harry and some of the things that he was saying. She looked, quite frankly, bored. Here she is looking around, rolling her eyes. Look at her eyes. Well, she's like, I can't believe he just said that. Oh my God, what is he saying? I also couldn't help but notice that Meghan's wearing beige again. You know, the color that the royal family forced her to wear so she would, fit in. It didn't surprise me that a blind item then came out claiming that Harry needed multiple takes to get through the interview. The truth of the matter is, these two have no training. They don't know anything about the internet. They don't know anything about the laws. They know absolutely nothing. They're just mouthpieces. And as I said before, they literally threw themselves at every single thing they could, from bullying to mental health to the vaccine to equity and this and that, until something stuck. And this is what stuck. And let's not forget that Harry said that nobody had ever done this before. He'd completely forgotten about Heads Together, which is the mental health charity that Harry put together with William and Catherine way before Meghan Markle ever even came on the scene. So I can't even imagine what they're going to say on Sunday. If anything else of any great importance comes out of their mouths, I'll report on it. But let's be honest, it probably won't. A big thank you to Remoulade Sauce for showing us, of course, everything Meghan was wearing. Beige, beige, beige. All right, now follow me down to video number 3, because remember, this video is all about YouTube and the stuff that you guys have been telling me and my conversation with somebody at YouTube. I have everything. You're just not going to believe it. All right. Hit the link in the description box. Let's go.